I always try to give everyone and everything the benefit of the doubt, no matter who or what it is. This can't be as bad, or that person can't be as bad as everyone says it is, or if they are. But being the fact that Five Nights at Freddy's, a movie based off a very popular video game franchise, is available for streaming on Peacock and also available in most theaters, does this movie really deserve all of the hate that it is getting and all of the bad reviews that it is getting from people on YouTube and critics alike? That's the reason as to why this after action review exists. Because instead of it being called Five Nights at Freddy's, this film should have been renamed Almost 2 Hours of Nothing. Just being upfront. So of course, with my after action reviews, I name my ups, my downs, and coulda, woulda, shouldas. So here we go. Now again, Five Nights at Freddy's is based off a video game franchise of the same name, in which you play as a security guard who must survive 5 nights at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Now, if anyone hasn't picked up on it, Five Nights at Freddy's is based upon, well, Showbiz Pizza for back in the day. Now, people nowadays might know it as Chuck E. Cheese, but anyone over the age of 40 remembers it as Showbiz Pizza. And I ain't gonna lie to you, those animatronical characters that was on stage playing the instruments were quite freaking scary. And even as a grown man, they'll still creep me out from time to time when I think about them. But in the film, you got this guy named Mike Schmidt. And he starts off as a security guard at the mall, right? And he beats up a guy because he think the guy's kidnapping a boy. But they come to find out this guy was just only finding his son in the mall. And you come to find out later on that Mike suffers from trauma as a little kid because he saw his brother Garrett get kidnapped. And he felt like he couldn't do nothing about it. Now, Matthew Lillard, better known as Shaggy from the live-action Scooby-Doo movies, plays as his counselor who gives him a job at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria because the man needs a job because he is in a custody battle with his evil auntie who wants custody of his little sister Abby. But this helper, his auntie, just wants a check. And that's about as far as the plot of the movie goes, because that's basically what the film is about. Nothing really goes on at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. This whole movie is just about him dealing with a custody battle with his evil auntie and other things that have nothing to do with this film and Mike's childhood trauma. Okay? So my ups, the animatronics were very well done in this movie. The creatures that were done in here, you can tell those were suit actors, and they were done by Jim Henson's Creature Shop. The same Jim Henson's Creature Shop that's responsible for doing like other live action films back in the day. You may have heard of The Dark Crystal, the first 3 live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles films that came out in the 90s, almost 30 years ago. They're responsible for that. So the practical effects and having actors in suits and animatronics, I enjoyed that a lot. And I enjoyed that a whole lot better than seeing a lot of the overblown CGI that you see in films. And that's about the only upside to this film that I like. The downs, this movie wasn't scary at all. It dragged. It really dragged. 3, you didn't see anybody get killed at all. Because when you see somebody get killed, the camera just cuts away and you're like, wow. 4, if for a horror movie, it could have been rated R. But even if it wasn't rated R, it still could have been better with the suspense and the fact that, okay, if Mike was actually trapped in this pizzeria with these creatures, he could at least survive those 5 nights, and we could have been like at the edge of our seat, like, oh my God, is he going to survive? Is he going to die? No, this man went home at the end of every shift, still thinking about what's going on. And also, you could tell from the beginning, when you see Matthew Lillard, like I said, aka Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, in the film, right off the bat, you could tell, okay, he's the bad guy in this film. Very predictable because, spoiler, spoiler, he is the bad guy and he is the jackass that kidnapped Mike's brother Garrett when he was little. And also, the police officer girl that's in the movie is his daughter, and well, she kind of assists him as well. And he was also responsible for kidnapping, being a child kidnapper and a child murderer, and kidnapping these 5 kids. And as far as Freddy Fazbear and the other creatures go, he actually put their spirits somehow, because I wasn't paying no attention because the movie was boring to me. He put their spirits inside these damn animatronics, and that's who Freddy Fazbear and his friends are. The creatures are. They're just the kids trapped in there. And Matthew Lillard, okay, he reveals himself to be this guy known as the Yellow Rabbit who controls them. And he sacrifices kids and sacrifices anybody else that comes in there. But overall, yeah, this movie could have been a whole lot better than what it was. If it's going to be a horror film, it should have capitalized on that a whole lot better. And on top of that, if you call it Five Nights at Freddy's, that's exactly where Mike should have been doing, is spending Five Nights at Freddy's instead of being involved in a custody battle to get his sister back, or so his auntie wouldn't get his sister. Oh yeah, and the auntie is also played by actress Mary Stuart Masterson, and I've seen a few of her films from back in the day, and I just go, yeah, she must have needed a check really bad, because there's no way in the world I would have signed her to playing some shit like this. Not only that, going to like McCoulda, wouldas, and shouldas, Five Nights at Freddy's shows that not every video game needs to be made into a live action movie. Now, with the right director, the right direction, and somebody with a brain that knows how to pull it off, it could have been better. Hell, R.L. Stein's Goosebumps that I used to watch back in the day was way scarier than this, and it was geared towards children, and that used to come on at 4:30 in the afternoons after school. But in the way that it ends, they set it up to where it might be a sequel. I hope they don't do a sequel. I hope they don't do a prequel. Just, this really pisses off a lot of the fans who actually play this game and love it, because it's a slap in their face. Now, they might say, well, that would have been too much fan service. Well, when you create a movie based off an existing property, that's exactly what you're doing, is catering to the fans and creating fan service. But it's just like I said in one of my video shorts. Making a bad movie off an existing property is equivalent to failing an open book test. You have the formula, but yet you fail to use it. Like I said, it wasn't rocket science. But again, this movie, if I had extra hands, I would definitely say 4 thumbs down, skip Five Nights at Freddy's. If you want a better, movie that's based off of killer animatronics, I definitely suggest to check out Willy's Wonderland starring Nicolas Cage, which I'm going to do a little quick review on later on down the road, because I actually had more fun watching that. Hell, I had more fun watching the 2019 Banana Splits movie better than Five Nights at Freddy's. So, yeah, anyone who's ever seen it or plan on watching it, I say don't waste your time watching it. But if you have seen it, feel free to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, see you on the next one.